Happy New Year, everyone. Today we're going to think about how we can connect better for 2018, and we're going to connect better through improving our listening, getting 3 great tips on how to listen better so that those around us feel seen and heard. My name is Kendra Ward, and I'm a transformational coach for women, helping women feel more inspired, authentic, and confident in their everyday lives. So when we think about listening, it seems like a no-brainer. Like, oh, I'm listening pretty well. I don't know if I need to learn how to listen better, especially for women where we have both sides of our brains wired for language emotive skills. So we're really relating to each other through talking, through eye contact and body language. But the thing is that particularly sisters out there are some pitfalls that we tend to get into in terms of listening that can make others around us feel not so heard. So the first tip is to not make it about you. So when someone says, I have this awesome vacation coming up, I'm going to France next week, and the other person says, oh yeah, I've been to France 5 times already, oh, you're gonna love it. Well, that doesn't seem so bad. The second person just is relating to the first person, but what that does is it becomes competitive almost. It's taking the attention away from the awesomeness of what the first person is thinking about, and it kind of turns it into being about the second person. And this can be even more profound when we're sharing about our feelings or about something upsetting that's happened. So, sharing like, oh, my dog passed away this past week, and instead of the person saying, I'm so sorry to hear that, that must be so hard, that instead they say, oh, I know when my Scruffy passed, this and that happened at the end, and they give their whole story, and all of a sudden the person who was the first in sharing feels like, oh my goodness, like now I'm listening to your whole story. This is about you and not me. That is not good listening. So really being attentive to when we fall into that the easy to fall into trap of talking about ourselves when it really should be about that first person who shared. Number 2 pitfall is making sure that when there is a pause in the conversation, that it's not an opportunity for you to just immediately get in what you want to say. So when the first person is talking, it should be about actually really deeply listening to that person. It shouldn't be about you contemplating like how you're going to say some cool thing at the next little pause in conversation. That you're actually breathing, you're aware of what they're saying, you're listening deeply, that it's not about your next opportunity to say something unique and helpful, that you're really actually just listening to that person and not thinking about your own input all of the time. So the third tip is don't interrupt. This is such a no-brainer, but it still happens all the time where we get really excited and passionate about something and we just forget to not wait our turn, or we just interject a little bit because that's sort of like where the energy of the conversation is going. So doing your best to not interrupt allows the other person to really get it all off their chest, whatever they want to say. Another tip is just making sure that you're taking a big breath before you start talking. So this allows for almost a natural pause. And it can be hard when we're talking to somebody else who maybe doesn't understand some of these little, hidden rules about how to communicate and talk in a way that allows for space in the conversation. And so sometimes when talking with someone who's just like really, really fast to immediately cover up all empty space, it can particularly feel hard to speak up or talk. But trying to do these techniques will mirror to that other person that they can slow down, that it's okay, that it's not competitive, that we can take our time with each other. So my hope is that you find greater connection through having the opportunity to feel and to listen and to be seen by others and to see them and to not turn a conversation into an opportunity for you to exercise your own ego. You know, that you can step back enough to actually let it be about that other person. Please visit my website, kendraward.com, and I hope that you have a great week.